Hi there, this is Andre from Munditos, and in this series we're gonna be fixing some floor plans together using Procreate, iPad, and our own creative imagination. This is episode 1, and we're going to be covering a brownstone located in Brooklyn, New York. Without further ado, let's see the plans. Okay, so these are the floor plans. As you see, the project comes with 3 floors: the basement, or as the clients call it, the garden floor, then first floor and second floor. The first floor and second floor are one apartment, and then the garden floor is another apartment. My clients live in this part of the building and they rent out the garden floor apartment. Over the past couple years, they started their own business, so they stopped renting the garden apartment and they started using these rooms as their offices. But let's zoom in just to see how they are. So the garden floor counts with 3 bedrooms, but when this was rented out to other people, they were using the dining room as it is, and then the bedroom number 2 as a living room, kitchen, and then these 2 were the normal bedrooms. Then going into the family house or apartment, we have the entry through stairs, then we have dining room and living room, going into a center circulation over here that leads into the kitchen, a small deck, and then going through the stairs right here we have 4 bedrooms that one counts more as a nursery, and then laundry with 2 bedrooms, one's en suite with the primary bedroom and then the other one shared with the other 3 bedrooms. So now let's dive in some of the issues that these floor plans present and how we can fix them so they work better for the family. So as we were talking, we need to convert this garden floor into the client's offices. They started a small business that they were running in their home, but the business started growing and they needed more space for offices and meetings. Now we are converting this apartment into a commercial space. Then that comes with a few things. First of all, we need the bathroom to be IDA accessible, so a wheelchair can come in and do the radius turn. And then for the space itself, we need to have a meeting room that for now we're considering is on this corner just because of the views to the street and some gardening that we can have in here, so it's a nice views to receive clients and have meetings. We want this to be more open, so probably we're gonna have a lot of demo in this area. And then all of this, we're thinking that is gonna be open space, right? To have big desks, maybe a couple individual desks, but big tables where all their employees can be together and have more flexibility where they work and move around. Then this closet, I was very adamant on keeping that closet just as storage, office storage and cleaning supplies, but they wanna transform it into a small restroom. So we're gonna see where we go with that. Then the kitchen, of course, they wanna open all of these so it's more open and it's a big space for hangouts with some sort of sofa in this area, maybe an island in the middle, and then just the kitchen elements will just stay the same because they work as they are. So it's just open it up, big open office right here. The entry is the same. Maybe we can have this be a little more compact and effective, but that's the gist of it. Now moving into the floor plans that the family live, there's a clear problem right here in the center where the circulation is just in the middle of the main spaces, the dining room and the living room. So this means that when you're coming in, if you're having groceries in your hands, you have to go all through the dining room and then walk into all the middle of the kitchen to go into your refrigerator. So this is something that we need to fix in just having like a straight circulation maybe in this area or potentially in this area. I think this is the one that works the most. And then from this main circulation, we have how they get into all the spaces. So this will be way more efficient and we can have cleaner areas that work for them. So one of the things that they were discussing with me is that because this is really broken apart because of the circulation, they use this area more as the dining room. So they have their kitchen table right here, right? and then it serves straight with the kitchen. And they use this center space more as a kids play area and just an area to hang out, and then this one is a living room that they barely use because it's very cozy and intimate, so they want to keep it that way so they can have separation between all the spaces, but they want to break out from how the plants read, right? So the dining room is not here, they want to be more of a playful area, and they want to have everything concentrated here, and then one room for play and then one room for just quiet and peace. They also want to see if we can fit a powder room in one of these closets. They think it's too much. They always end up using one, and the other two are just leftovers from the closet space that they don't have in the floor above. So that's something that we're going to look further up. And then on the back, they have a small deck that they use a lot, but it's very small. So they want to look into making this deck bigger and maintaining the stair where it is, so they can have more outside space, since they can't really use the garden because it works with the office space. And then moving into the last floor, it doesn't need a lot of work. There's a couple things that don't work for them. So for example, they have one kid and the kid uses this room, right? Then they have this extra room for guests, but it doesn't have a closet. So we're thinking that we can probably use this one right here. And then they have this small room right here that is more of a nursery room or an office, but they mostly use it as deposit. So they want to try to find a way to add more storage space, but not as a room itself. This laundry space is very small and they struggle a lot for their day-to-day activities. So we want to see if we can incorporate this laundry space, maybe move it over here, and then making this space a walk-in closet for the primary suite, and then having this be the entry for it, with a little bit of a change to the bathroom because it's a very old bathroom, more like 70s. So they want to change the layout to be more modern and to work with how they utilize the space. So this is a floor that has less changes. It's just a few things here and there, but most of the changes is going to be in these two floor plans. Now, starting with the first draft of this project, we are starting with this corner of the office plan in the garden floor. We are able to accommodate a meeting table with some armchairs in the bay windows over here, and then having some glass door and glass windows, so it still has a connection with the open office that I'm going to show you in a minute. But then also having as a main view the garden on the outside. We were able to accomplish all of this with making this room just a little bit bigger, with removing the closet that was in this corner, and then that also allow us a little more space towards this area to accommodate the new ADA bathroom right here. With that, we are able to also fit a small restroom with just toilet and sink, very compact one next to it, so we have the ability to have double restrooms in an office space that is also per code here in New York City. So then we move into this big open space that the clients were very interested and excited about. They wanted it a big table. It's going to be some sort of industrial table that not only allows their employees to move around, bring their laptops and work wherever they want, but it can also work as a big table for celebrations, big meetings, and where they can just have brainstorming sessions. So I think this is something that they're going to really like. But there are also some individual and personal desks for them to just have their staff and work when it's just them in the company. So they have the two options. And then on this wall, a big built-in that not only works as storage for their archives and things like that, but it can also work to have things for decoration, books, plants, and many things that can just help decorate and suit up the space. And then the last part of this plan is this more of a kitchen and hangout area. We kept the kitchen as it is, we didn't move anything. We just were able to fit a kitchen island in the center. Not really sure if we can fit some storage underneath just because of the circulation area around it, but once we get closer to final design, we will be able to hone in on this. and then a big couch and armchair on this corner just to have as an area to rest. Now moving into the family's apartment, we were able to just close off this entry in the center that just making the circulation throughout the middle of the room very awkward, and then also the furniture layout very weird and not super efficient. So now having it on this corner makes the room work way better, having a big sectional, and makes the area to hang out and chill work great for what they want. And then being able to build in a big library right here to collect their books is also going to be a great addition to the house. So moving into the center room, per plans this was the dining room, but because of the middle circulation it was very weird to have a table in the center, so the family used it more as a playroom. We're keeping that in the program and function, and we're keeping the playroom space with some built-in to just store all the toys. And then we are making this space the TV room, with having a smaller sectional than the one in their former living room, and then having the fireplace area that is not working, have it contain the TV and more built-ins to store also toys and books and everything they need for this play space. So the kitchen needed a little bit more work, not a lot, but a bit substantial, with knowing that the circulation was located right here, so having to have some demo and relocation of refrigerator and stuff here is a little bit of work, so we will have to work through all of these decisions later on. But having these circulation center and more efficient makes coming from the supermarket and having your things going into the refrigerator way more efficient than before. Then we move into the second floor, where we start with the primary suite. The bedroom itself didn't have a lot of changes, just mostly we are working into having a built-in on the back of the bed that can work as their night table, but also for storage. And then with relocating the laundry room, we create this walk-in closet and storage for the main bedroom. And then a bit of a reconfiguration for the bathroom with a double sink and a double shower that works way better with the day-to-day activities of the couple. Then we move into the center space of the second floor. This didn't have a lot of work. It's mostly the reconfiguration of this closet, so it stayed as it is. Then we move into the last part of the second floor plan. We are doing a bit of a reconfiguration into the bathroom because it's very tight and it's not very comfortable to even take a shower. So we're moving a few things around just to give a little more space in the middle to move around. Then the bedroom that they were using as storage, we are making it the laundry room, and it's very generous just to have both machine, washer and dryer, but then also having some extra storage on this corner, but then also at the same time a table for folding, that with the space that we're having here before, it was not able to work like that at all. So the conversion is gonna help with making that activity way more efficient. And then the last bedroom, that is their guest bedroom for the grandparents, that's how they use it mostly, it has now a closet, which is gonna help a lot for the lack of storage that they had before. So you're probably wondering how I figure out where things are, what's the dimension of things, how I figure out layouts in Procreate since there's no scale. So before I show you the final plan that I'm going to show the clients in this schematic phase stage that we are, I'm going to show you a couple things that help me get to that stage in Procreate. So one of the things is that if I zoom in here, you're going to see I have a template. In this case, it's a 1/4 inch scale template, and this allows me to draw in a scale that of course is the schematic scale because I'm drawing by hand, it's not AutoCAD. And then also the other thing that helps me do layouts fast is having a furniture template. So in this case, I have it in a layer turned off, but if I zoom in, I have this template that is just a bunch of furniture that I can just drag, trace over and use it to know if the spaces I'm planning will work with the pieces of furniture I'm thinking of. So these two things help do my layouts in Procreate way faster than anything. So that's why Procreate is my to-go software to do these experimental plans and also to show designs to clients when they are in process. Then these templates also have rulers that I can just move around where I need it when I need something to be super exact. So that's another tool that I use to make this layout get to the finish line way faster. So if you're interested in trying out these templates or even learning how to use it with one of my courses, I'm going to leave a few links in the description so you can take a look and see if they work for you. So this is the final drawing, and I say final, but it's just for this schematic phase. There's going to be a number of revisions going through these plans until we get to construction set. So this is where we are right now. I cleaned up all the lines using the templates that I showed you before, not only the scale but also the furniture, so you see that everything is clean and not as sketchy. I mean, it still has a sketchy look, but not as messy as before. With some of the texture brushes, I added some ideas of materials that we can have here, like tile and wood floor, and then I have a small color differentiation between the inside and the outside, so it's easier for the eye to understand where we are sitting in. And then of course we added some human scale in plan so the clients can visualize easier what they can be doing in each space and how each person is responding to a program request of them. So this is a before and after of all these floor plans. We have the basement floor or garden floor where we have the commercial conversion, so before and after. Then we move into the first family floor plan where we have mostly is a circulation conversion and just moving a few walls so the circulation is better and the rooms work better because of it. And then moving into the last floor plan, we have the changes in the primary suite right here with the bathroom reconfiguration and the walk-in closet. And then of course the other corner with the new bathroom layout as well as the laundry in the storage room. So I hope you like this video. Again, this is a project in very early stages, so it's very schematic and it's going on a presentation very soon, but it's going to be changing many times before it's ready. So let me know in the comments if you think there's anything I messed up very badly and I need to change ASAP. I would love to hear your thoughts on how this is working or not. So please let me know. And then my plug right here, if you are an architect or a designer and you're trying to learn Procreate in a way that works with your workflow and it helps you show your designs in the best way possible, I have many courses available, so I'm gonna leave all of those also on the link in the description so you can check them out and you can get my workflow and show your designs the same way that I do. Also, if you want to renovate your home or you have a plot and you want to see what you can do in it, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I myself for sure got something out of it, and I'm glad I was able to share my process with you. I will see you very soon with episode number 2. Bye bye.